major Australian police chief saying she works for the federal government to track people criticizing the shots and lockdowns as terrorists. This is the same message across the Western world. This is tyranny.
Broadly concerned, I guess, after seeing something like this with an attack on police and the rise in kind of conspiracy theories since the start of COVID, is that something that police are concerned about?
Of course, and right across the country. I mean, part of my role is in counter-terrorism, and we meet nationally with the Australia-New Zealand Counter-Terrorism Committee and discuss these issues regularly. So we do investigate and monitor people who demonstrate and we know show concerning behaviour. Look, that hasn't been reported to me, but that's not uncommon. And we welcome that information. As I said before, if there's anybody out there that knows of someone that might be showing concerning behaviour around, conspiracy theories, anti-government, anti-police, conspiracy theories around COVID-19 vaccination, as what we're seeing with the Train family, we'd want to know about. We want to know about that. And you can either contact police directly or go through Crime Stoppers.
So let's unpack that. You can read the article at Infowars.com.
Let's stop that.
Let's unpack that.
Thank you for tuning in to War Room, Gwinnett County. I'm your host, Antonio Jones. I wanted to come on here tonight to share this video with you because the globalists and the elites, they have said that this particular thing is the model that they want to follow in this country, in our country. So they want to follow the China model, and that's basically what you're seeing in that video. And what it entails is encouraging our neighbors, family and friends to report, quote unquote, conspiracy theorists. Maybe, in our case in this country, it's the same thing. And maybe they want to report people that don't want their kids exposed to certain things or don't agree with the transgender, that particular movement and the alphabet gang. They're trying to implement these things here. And I wanted to come on to War Room Gwinnett County to report this because we have to be paying attention to the things that are going on in the distance that are coming down the stream towards us so that we can try to form some kind of, to stand up against this stuff before it actually ends up landing on our doorstep. I know this hat, that the flag in the back, and definitely having Alex Jones coming down the stream. This might be a grounds for a strike on this channel. But people say what they want to say about Alex Jones. But he has been right about a lot of things. His reporting is sourced. So you can go out and find the material. He always has all these notes and things on his desk that you can go and dig up and virtually find for yourself. But again, I think that, here in our county, definitely in the state and in the nation, we have to be paying attention to what's going on nationally and definitely globally. A lot of these things we've seen happening in our schools, in our school system right here in Gwinnett County, these things are coming down all the way from the World Economic Forum. So if you're not keeping up with that, I would encourage you, if you want to have a cheat sheet, then you might want to jump on band.video or Infowars or watch the Steve Bannon's War Room every now and then. We modeled our show after his. And he always talks about human agency, getting involved, letting your voice be heard, and, trying to stand in the breach for what we got going on in this country right now, because this country is definitely worth saving. And, I posted some things earlier on my Facebook page and said, I'm with whoever the left hates, because if you look at some of the things politically that the left are trying to do to our kids, you have to ask yourself, if you're not, I'm a conservative. So there are some Republicans that are doing some things that help pass this $1.7 trillion spending package that I don't agree with. So I'm conservative first. But if you look at the things that the left are trying to do, what they're trying to implement, open borders, all of this stuff is going to affect the safety of our children, of our communities and our neighborhoods. And I showed you this Alex Jones video tonight because we have to stay ahead of what's really going on from a global aspect, because all these people, even the superintendents and the people that are in the school boards and things like that we don't agree, they're representing this agenda. They're like the quote unquote grandoons of what the people at the top really want to see. The way that war is fought is different nowadays. They don't want the bomb to go off. The bomb is the drag queens reading to your kids, and inappropriate books for children in the school libraries. Open borders. That's the new bomb, or what have you. Inflation, that's the new bomb. That's the takedown. And I say it all the time. In order to ruin the state of Georgia, you got to take Gwinnett County down, because they want to make Gwinnett County into the second Atlanta, basically. And that'll almost always guarantee a victory. So these things that are going on, that's coming down from the WEF, World Economic Forum, I encourage you to pay attention to these things. These things are very, very, very important, so I just wanted to jump on here tonight. And what's your opinion? I think that they're going to try to continue to encourage people to report folks and all of that. We might start getting knocks on the doors. Hopefully not. But this is not too far away from us just because it's across the pond. If you look at the things that went on in the schools, you can look another city and see the same thing going on. You can see the same things going on in another state all around the country, as far as the inappropriate things and the violence in the schools and the things that are happening at these school boards. This is all over the country. So this agenda is also attached to things that's happening at the World Economic Forum. And I think everybody needs to understand that and start digging a little bit deeper into what's really going on. Yes, we got to fight this particular battle. And this always has to be front and center, because this is right here upon us. But we have to understand what's going on globally to fight this battle too, as well. So what are your thoughts? Do you think that we're close to these same things that's going on over in Australia, where you've got this particular lady in their administration saying, hey, if you see somebody that's talking like they're anti-gov or they're some type of conspiracy theorist, we heard that word before, right? Then you need to report them to the police. So what you think the next course of action is? They're going to try to bring action, I say, against these people. So my question tonight is, do you think that America is close to this same thing happening to us? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and stay engaged. This is the War Room, Gwinnett County, and we got to stay in the fight.
War Room, Gwinnett County, the people's voice, keeping you informed. War Room, Gwinnett County, the people's voice.